Alright, let's talk about one of the craziest 2-star legendary gems we have seen in Diablo Immortal lately, and it is called Crimson Behelit. And honestly, it might be a little too good, especially for PvP. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how it works, explain why it might actually be broken, and then we will compare it to two other popular 2-star gems, Specter Glass and Clasp, to give you a real sense of where it stands. But before we jump in, quick heads up, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, now might be a good time. I drop my builds and guides there in written form, usually before the videos go live, so if you like getting info early or just prefer reading through stuff, check it out. You can also ask questions, share your setups, or you can help others out, so you can find the link in the description. Now, what makes this gem stand out right away is that it doesn't just give you one effect, it gives you two. One offensive and one defensive. And each one is tied to your health. When you are above 50% health and you deal damage, you get the damage bonus, which gives you 30% damage boost for 6 seconds. And when you are below 50% health and you take damage, you get the damage reduction, which gives you 30% damage reduction for 6 seconds. These durations can be increased by beneficial effect duration, just like most of the other legendary gems. And each one of these effects has its own cooldown, damage boost 20 seconds, damage reduction 60 seconds. And yes, you can get both in the same fight if your health shifts around, but you are not going to be spamming them non-stop. And it doesn't end here. Whenever either effect triggers, it lets out a scream at the enemy's location that fears nearby enemies for 1.6 seconds. That crowd control alone makes it really good for PvP, even though the control duration is short, especially after the Strife debuff, but it will be enough for interrupts, disengages, and break-in combinations that enemies apply into you. Most gems in this game give you a single buff that's kind of predictable, but Behelit is reactive. It responds to your health state, meaning it works with the flow of combat. You don't have to plan for it, it just happens, and when it does, the impact is quite a lot. Let's start with PvP. You know how battlegrounds can get, people dipping in and out of 50% HP all the time. That means you are constantly triggering this gem, whether you are bursting someone or barely surviving a dive. This gem is always working with you. As you can guess, damage boost helps you secure kills when you are pushing, and the damage reduction can save your life when you are getting focused. And that fear, it will ruin people's rotations, it interrupts channels, it gives you space to breathe or chase a kill. Like that alone can be a difference between dying or killing someone else. And the best part is, or the worst, depending on how you look at it, it requires zero effort. You don't have to change your playstyle, you don't have to activate anything, it just fits into aggressive builds like it was made for them. In PvE it's not as crazy, but still really good. I mean 30% damage buff at rank 10 is really good. And the damage reduction can clutch up in challenge rifts or in some of the dungeons, raids. But PvP is where this gem really pops off. It's like having a built-in panic button and a burst window in the same slot. Now let's compare it to two other really strong 2-star gems that we have in the game, Specter Glass and Clasp. Let's start with Specter. Every time you crit, that enemy takes more damage from you, and you also get a critical hit chance bonus against them. At rank 10, this means up to 28% more damage per enemy, and there is no cooldown. You can hit multiple enemies and get this effect on all of them at once. The duration of this effect is 2 seconds, by the way. It's quite good for burst builds. You crit once and then just unload. It's really strong in both PvE and PvP, since it is quite easy to deal critical hits to trigger the gem, and at least damage-wise, this gem is better than Behelit because there is no cooldown, and it gives you a little bit of extra critical hit chance. But Crimson Behelit gives you extra damage reduction and fear. So what I'm trying to say is, don't use Crimson Behelit instead of Specter Glass, find a way to use both of them. These are one of the best legendary gems in Diablo Immortal, even including 5-star gems. Now let's talk about Clasp. This one is misunderstood a lot, so let's clear it up. It gives you bonus damage to any enemy affected by a damage over time effect, or you can say continuous damage. And that includes burns, bleeds, poisons, or even gem-based dots like Bile, Torment, and Rolling. Now here's the important part. You don't have to be the one applying the dot. If someone else applies it, you still get the damage boost. So realistically, this gem is almost always active, especially in group content, and especially in PvP where people are constantly getting hit by continuous damage effects. On top of that, you also get movement speed bonus when an enemy suffering from continuous damage is within 10 yards, so it's great for chasing down kills or moving fast through PvE content. So Pain Clasp gives you consistent bonus damage that is easy to maintain with almost no cooldown, but Crimson Behelit gives you a bit more damage burst, but with cooldowns in between. So it's hard to give up Pain Clasp, just like Specter Glass. It's just best to use all of them together. That way you can really see a big difference in your damage. Additionally, if you can, add Fervent Fang and Morn Skull to your setup, and that way you can reach really high damage numbers in both PvE and PvP. If you are playing a ranged build, you might want to swap Morn Skull with Blood Reach or just add Blood Reach on top of these. Well, of course, make sure to have a gem like Mother's Lament or Rolling or both of them together to keep your critical hit chance high. So long story short, Crimson Behelit is one of the best legendary gems you can get, so get it while you can, since it will be available for a limited time. Well, let me know what gems you are running in your setup, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to join our Discord community. If this helped you out, press like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in and take care.